Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 5 in this best of 7 series. The games have been simply entertaining, going back and forth. We are all tied up in this best of 7, so essentially it is now a best of 3 with a lot of history, as Taeja spawns in the top left hand side of the map as the blue Terran, Snute spawning as the red Zerg on the bottom right hand side of the map. Both players have been playing extremely well and adapting to each other's playstyle. In Game 4, we saw Snute go into a much faster Tier 2 tech and getting Glio Reconstitution. With that Glio Reconstitution, he was able to pressure inside with those roaches much earlier. And Taeja, who generally had a smaller army throughout the early portion of the game but was able to better execute with his units, found himself at a bit of a disadvantage. Oh, what is this? We are now getting a scouting SCV, and it looks like it could be a possible proxy 2 racks here by Taeja, or just a single proxy 1 racks with faster Reapers. Now, this is going to be a difficult place to scout out. Yes, it looks like it is going to be proxy Reapers, as Taeja does have a little bit of ups and downs with this proxy barracks. For one, his Reapers will be that much closer to his opponent and should be able to harass. The window on which he can deal a lot of damage will be much larger. Unfortunately for him as well, he is not going to be able to get a reactor back inside his base nearly as quickly, so his Hellion follow-up will be a bit delayed. Meanwhile, what we're seeing here is that Snute is actually going for a spawning pool first. This has not been the opening of choice from Snute in most of the game, so he's going to have the spawning pool, he's going to have Zerglings, and more importantly, Queens much earlier. Now, the Overlord is going to be positioning itself inside. You can see that the SCV is doing a bit of scouting. Taeja does notice that it is a hatchery here at the 6 o'clock location, but it is a bit delayed, and that may concern him as the spawning pool is already down and completed with a Queen on its way. 1 Reaper now being trained. Are we going to see a second Reaper? Yes, we will, as the supply depot is now coming in. One of the added benefits of going for Reapers is that because of the additional build time on a Reaper compared to a Marine. Oh, Zerglings now coming out here. You can see that the Zerglings are going after this Reaper. The Reaper is going to be in a little bit of trouble. The bunker is still down over here, but it is not going to be completed at all as the Zerglings trying to chase after a split unit. All right, the Reaper is taking a bit of damage there. It is now down to 13 hit points. Is it going to fall? As the Reaper now tries to get a little bit more distance, and now a second Reaper will be coming in. The Reaper up to 17 hit points, 21 hit points, and still increasing. This is going to be absolute brilliant play as the bunker will not get finished, but a number of Zerglings were already taken down. Queen now trying to come in here. It will be forced to back off, as the Queen is now coming in with that engagement. Let's see how much damage it will be able to do. It looks as though it is now getting in some shots there. Those Reapers will be backing off here. This bunker will most likely just get canceled as a new Queen will be coming in. All right, these Reapers, however, do regenerate faster than the Queen. The Queen getting off a shot on each of those. Beautiful micro coming in from Snute to make sure that there is not more healing coming in. 2 Queens versus 3 Reapers. There you go. There's the damage. Oh, this could be bad. Trying to make sure to spread about that damage so that the combat drugs do not come into play. A 3rd Queen now coming in. Oh, this Queen is low on hit points and it gets shot down. A Queen for a Reaper. Taeja will gladly exchange that all game long, as we now see the Reapers are coming back in once more. All right, Snute. Oh, it looks as though the creep tumor may get taken down. No, it does not get taken down. On top of that, the long range on that Queen, enough to push that back. Double creep tumors now at that front door will spread this creep out significantly faster, as we do see a second command center significantly delayed because of that proxy barracks. Meanwhile, the 3rd command center is already being built up. Taeja trying to get back into this game. Economically speaking, he is only running off of 1 gas. He will be now using a lot of minerals, perhaps getting up an armory as well, and now hoping to go into Hellbats. You can see that the factory is in play. No armory as of yet. Just going to be double training up Hellions, and perhaps are we going to see a tech lab on the starport? That would surprise me a bit. Yes, we are going to see a tech lab, so it could be Banshees again. Taeja now pulling another trick out of his hat, and I had forgotten about this Wings of Liberty style that he had executed earlier. Snute now coming in will spot this all, and he is just on top of all of his scouting, knowing when exactly he needs to scout and suicide an Overlord to figure out what his opponent is trying to bring into play. So far, we are now teching into Tier 2. We don't see Spore Crawlers as of yet. That could be a bit of concern. And the only thing he knows is that there is a tech lab on that starport. He doesn't know if it is going to be queens, or if he needs more queens, or if it's actually going to be a science vessel, which, not a science vessel, a raven, as ravens are relatively costly in terms of gas and also take a bit of time to train up too. Alright, we saw what the Banshee did in the previous game. Perhaps we will see that again here, as the Banshee now looking to be on the defensive end, and the Banshee could actually take down a large number of roaches here, since the Banshee can attack, shoot and scoot, so to speak. Alright, there you go, a lot of damage being dealt. These roaches are going to be in a bit of trouble. They are not going to be able to make their way inside here, and Snute is not setting himself up well at all. You can see the amount of damage is being dealt here. All of these roaches may end up falling, but they are not able to even get past this supply depot at all, trading a couple of roaches for a couple of SCVs. Not a good trade. 7 workers killed so far, as we now have Taeja trying to take down this hatchery before it gets up. All the roaches have been taken down, a significant loss there. Meanwhile, Overlord still in position, keeping track of everything on the inside. It looks as though this hatchery will be at half-life by the time it completes, as the Hellions and Reapers just working hard to try and take it down. So far, the Overlords have finally been taken down, as more barracks are going into play just as that Overlord falls, so it is difficult to figure out what exactly Taeja is doing. Another Overlord now going to get pushed away here. That Viking going to get up to 2 quick kills, as we are now in the mid-game. Both players setting themselves up very nicely, but I don't think Snute has the advantage that he wants yet. He needs to get up these additional extractors, and with that, oh, what is this? The Queen is going to have a bad time there. There it goes. A second Queen will be popping out here in just a moment. There it is. The Queen now going after the Queen now going after that Banshee. Overseer is there as well. Spore Crawler finally comes into play. Double extractors, and we may see Mass Mutalisk. Mass Mutalisk is going to be a very, very effective strategy here, unless Taeja gets a lot more barracks with reactors. That's what we're seeing him do right now, and he needs to get those barracks up quickly. We are already getting up 1 Mutalisk. We see plenty of gas. I don't know why we're not training up more. Perhaps we are larva limited. No, yes, we are now currently larva limited, not hitting those injects in time, and it doesn't look like the Mutalisk will be that effective, as we are already going into 1-1 Marines, training them 5 at a time. They do not have Combat Shield, however. It looks as though Combat Shield has not even been started, so if the Mutalisk can do a lot of hit-and-run tactics, they could deal a lot of damage here. Alright, 4 Marines, 2 Marauders now ready to go. It looks as though, is it going to get scouted out? Yes, those Marines and Marauders have been scouted in that position there. The Mutalisk are now coming back in order to defend. The Marauders now coming in as well. It looks as though Snute is going to be here for that welcome party. The Queen now going to get taken down. It does get taken down. A new Queen now being trained, but the Mutalisk are there to pick off the medevac and now finish off this drop before a lot of damage is done. Viking now coming in from the far side here. We are seeing a double expand both at the 4th and 5th base, at the 3 and 9 o'clock locations here, as the Mutas are looking to clean up. Snute now hoping that this will do a lot of damage, but Taeja has so many Marines that are upgraded that this may not work out at all. 8 Mutalisks are not enough. Critical mass has not been reached to take down the number of Marines that we see. On top of that, we know that Widow Mines are extremely effective against these tight clumping Mutalisks. Marines and Marauders now here to defend that 3rd base. Missile turrets right there. Only this backdoor area, which could land a couple of Widow Mines, are ready to go. Banelings are going to be coming into position, so it's going to be bling mutaling here And will they be able to detonate enough of these Marines? The Marines do need to back off here. Oh, the Marines are not splitting up. This is going to be very, very bad. It looks as though Taeja going to be losing a lot of units here as missile turrets are taken down. The medevacs are going to get destroyed. And Taeja losing a lot of units. This is not good. The bunker going to get taken down as the Mutalisks are just finishing up this third base. Widow Mines now going to be burrowing themselves. The Mutalisks do need to back off. There is one Viking as the Mutalisks are going to be getting away once more. Worker kill count up to 16 for Snute. And Snute doing much more with this Mutalisk than I would have anticipated. Taeja having a lot of Marines, training them up 8 at a time, getting 2 upgrades. Meanwhile, Snute adding more Mutalisks into his flock. Is it going to be enough? Oh, a Widow Mine hit there, dealing a bit of damage. Are we going to see another blast there? Yes. So much damage being dealt on both sides as Snute now trying to come in. Are we going to see enough damage being dealt? It looks as though the Mutalisks are just going after the Marines who are coming in a single file line. Bling, Mutaling all working together as the Mutalisks are now trying to focus down the Marines who are coming and or are separated from the rest of their platoon. The Mutalisks now coming in again. It looks as though this Widow Mine is going to be hitting here in just a second. Oh, this could be extremely bad. And yes, oh, what is it going to hit? The Zerglings instead. Beautiful timing by Snute, knowing the timings on those Widow Mines and backing off just in time. This has been superb timing play by Snute. Just only losing Zerglings to those Widow Mines by flying just outside of range. The Zerglings are still filing in here as Snute has now positioned himself for just the victory here if he can actually close Taeja off. He is running on additional bases. You can see extra minerals here at the 9 o'clock position, extra minerals at the and gas at the 3 o'clock position. His income significantly higher, 1,100 resources a minute. And now you can see the army supply and worker supply all in favor of Snute. Marines now looking to come in. Mutalisks now coming in as well. What is going to be happening here? Both sides fighting as the Widow Mine does get a detonation off there on only Zerglings. The Marines here really starting to melt away at these Mutalisks as the missile turret joins in on the fight. All right, are we going to see, yes, a destruction of a couple more Widow Mines? There goes another missile turret as we are looking at Snute hoping to finish off this third base. The Marines constantly getting reinforced here, and you can see that the Mutalisks somehow know where those Widow Mines are. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, yes, taking a massive amount of damage right there. And now the Mutalisks are thinking to themselves, you know what? I already did a lot of damage. Let me back off. Let me regroup. Let me heal back up, as that is what Mutalisks do best with their now very, very fast tissue regeneration for more hit and run tactics. Taeja sitting at 127. Let's take a look at the losses. Snute has lost more. Army sizes are fairly even, but the worker supply is telling a different story. Whoever has more resources generally does come out ahead. Drones are now making their way off to the 9 o'clock position. There is a 40 supply difference between these two armies, as we're now looking at a perhaps possible fourth base getting shot down out of the sky. Widow Mines and Marines are trying to get there. There you go. The Overseers are there as well. Banelings are trying to rush in, and I just lost control of my camera as the Mutalisks are now going to try and finish off this command center here. A beautiful engagement by Taeja to minimize a lot of potential damage as the Zerglings and the Mutalisks are looking to back off here. There is still a couple of Marines. They are upgraded at 2-2. Meanwhile, Banelings rolling on in. Are they going to find themselves? Yes, destroying so many SCVs. 42 SCVs now lost. 88 to 42 in terms of workers. That is not good at all, as Widow Mines are now getting taken down. As Taeja, perhaps, is he going to detonate right there? Yes, detonating there and getting some more supply depots as well with no SCVs to repair. All of these supply depots will burn to a crisp. Marines now trying to make their way off at the 3 o'clock position. It doesn't look like this push will be successful, and Snute has now set himself up for the victory. As long as he doesn't throw his army away, he should come out with the victory. Zerglings now making their way over here to the 3. Zerglings now making their way to the 9 o'clock position. It should force a lift off here, as the command center cannot afford. Oh, there is the cancellation. Lift off a little bit late. Banelings trying to now find some new targets as Marines are now getting in position again. It looks as though the command center is still burning as the Mutalisks are still in position. Command center, once it gets taken down, will put a giant reset on Taeja. And there it goes. Taeja saying GG as Liquid Snute comes back being down 2-1 to take the lead 3-2. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 5 in this series. Please stay tuned for Game 6.